and welcome along to the F1 Esports Series Pro Championship 2022. It is the final 3 races of the year.
And it's pedal to the metal, and it is go, 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 go!
So before this event, we knew that it could be our strongest one.
The potential was there, definitely more than ever.
Alpine qualifying extremely well. Their best qualifying performance in event 4.
I think there's been a bit more contact here. Patrick Schipos is now falling down the field as well.
It's all gone from bad to worse for Alpine, of course. They were holding on to that top 10 spot with both cars, and now we've got Luke Smith down into 10th, with now Patrick Schipos down into 14th.
At the end of the day, for us, it's a very rough event. We have put at least a car in Q3 2 times, and even in the top 5, with Patrick realizing for sure in quali his best event through his 2 years career.
But Luke did really well as well, because we had a last news, unfortunate news. 5 days before the event, Philippe broke his foot toe. So unfortunately, he wasn't able to drive.
Little shout out to Philippe Schneider, who is not racing today for Alpine, broken his toe. However, his teammates Luke Smith and Patrick Schipos having to do the business for Alpine, and I tell you what, they need a bit of a return to some sort of form in this race. But that's for the next 3 races. Luke Smith and Patrick Schipos representing. So speedy recovery to Philippe Schneider.
Yes, speedy recovery.
He's still recovering now, he's recovering quickly. But yeah, it was a shame to not have Philippe because he was spending a lot of time on Interlagos. It was his strongest track. Unfortunately, he wasn't able to make it, and that's why I want to congratulate Luke about what he did in Interlagos, because it was not optimal for him. To start with Suzuka, I think first the quality from Patrick was really, really good. On the race itself, it's just that Patrick had an unfortunate contact at the beginning, which completely destroyed his race.
Patrick Schipos has dropped from 3rd all the way down to 7th at the start of this race. That is an absolutely devastating blow to his chances of a podium.
He had some weak damage by touching Thomas. I think it's really disappointing for the whole team, and also frustrating because when we see Nicolas winning with the same strategy that we had, we still do think that we had the potential to fight for this win, which was the first time this year, obviously. So yeah, that was a difficult one, so not the best way to start the event, obviously, but we were still hoping for more. And then came Interlagos.
Brazil, ready for us, George Morgan, haven't we? Oh my God, so I was just hearing in my ear, it threw me, okay? Are you ready? Wet race.
Wet race, folks.
My brain was like, what have I just heard?
Brazil in the wet.
We know that on Interlagos the weather is difficult to predict, I would say, but obviously we were expecting some rain. We took the decision to go on probably higher wings to get more downforce in the second sector to make the difference against the other, and we were also expecting to have the rain longer in terms of times.
And at Brazil, it's pedal to the metal, and it is go, 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 go! The 2 McLarens leaving in tandem Blakely and Boromand.
Obviously the dry came up really, really early, and that's completely ruined our strategy. The guy did all their best to try to keep the position, especially Patrick. So it was really difficult because we were missing top speed. And at the end, it's again a difficult result to take for the team, because we do think we had again the potential, but we know that F1 Esports, it's just if you are making a tiny mistake, it can change the whole race. So we are learning again and again. It's frustrating, but we need to deal with it for the next season. And to finish for Abu Dhabi, I think it's probably the most frustrating race that I ever had in my career, because after the whole season that we had, the difficult season that we had with the new team, with the driver, the staff, we were finally able to fight for a podium again. But this time it's not, I would say, not our fault. had a major incident with Williams, which was one of our opponents. Basically, Alvaro just ruined the race of Luke, and also destroyed our chances to get to overtake Aston Martin in the championship standings, because at the end we are now finishing behind Aston Martin, who is P8 in the standings. So that's really difficult to take this one, because when it's our fault we are completely agree and we are learning from mistake. But yeah, when it's one of your main opponent who is just destroying and annihilating your championship chance, that's really harsh.
The last event was maybe not quite the way we'd expected it to go, but I think even though we've had a little bit of a down in the last event, I think we still showed good promise as a team.
I think the season at the start was quite tough for everybody, but I think the last two events were quite promising, and I think we can look forward to next year.
Well, for this season, I think what I remember, what I'm going to remember the most is the atmosphere in the team first. Even we had, let's say, bad results, unfortunately. We all still keep the faith in everyone, staff, drivers. We know that we have the potential and we will come back definitely stronger. I think I would remember probably about Monza, which was a really good race. We were putting everything together first time, scoring points with the two drivers. And obviously I will probably never forget Abu Dhabi for sure with what happened today. It's difficult. I think we definitely made a big improvement through the season. If we are checking back where we were starting in July with the pre-season or even in event 1, we were absolutely, let's say, nowhere, let's be honest, together. I think in the last event we definitely showed to everyone that we can be there on all the track, and that we are working hard. And even if we're not there this year, we will definitely be there next year.
If we keep this progression, we will be fighting up front next season, and that will have definitely a lot bigger impact going into the 2023 season.
If we're taking event 1 compared to event 4, I think definitely we are the team that has improved the most over the season from what we did start. So I do believe that for 2023 it will be a better time. Hopefully we will also go back into LAN events, because this LAN event ambience and environment is a completely different level, and we all are keen to experience that again for next year. We know where our mistakes are coming from. We know what we need to work on, details that we're gonna fix. Some stuff are gonna change for sure next season. We have already worked on the planning around that, and we'll be happy to show you more throughout the year to be as ready as possible for the start of the season. It will be a new game again. It will be a new environment, so everything again will start from zero, and hopefully this time it will go our way into the quest that we have started with Alpine in 2021.